defer to you on this?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll defer to Todd.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Tod Ozman, 4 Deerfield Road, Port Washington, president of Blue Point Brewery. So most of you I've spoken to on this, but it's a big part of what craft breweries are now. So we really want to expose the process of making beer to the public. So having the space to include tours is a big part of what we do. We like to educate people on it. And also food is a big aspect of beer now. We're going to open, we plan on phasing it with the space to put in a full kitchen, but the plans right now are to open with a raw bar. Oysters are a big part of what we do. So it's not going to be, it's not going to be a full restaurant. We don't want to fool anyone that we are a restaurant. We are a beer company, and we want people to know that. Also, I don't want anyone to think that we are looking to have an experience at a bar that's open till 1 a.m. or something like that. This is come in, enjoy, learn a little bit, try some different beers, and walk away with a good experience more than anything else.
Is that not atypical of what happens at other, for instance, Anheuser-Busch? For instance, I have a friend who lives in Merrimack. I know there's brewery tours in New Hampshire. I know there's tours up there. Is it similar to what happens at those other sites?
So there's 13 Anheuser-Busch breweries around the country now, and not all of them have experiential. They're really meant just for manufacturing. There are now 9 craft breweries, part of the Anheuser-Busch family, that all do have experiential components to it, and those are the craft breweries. Mm-hmm. But if any of you have been to St. Louis, the experiential aspect is a big part of it. Many thousands of people run through there every year. So some of them, but not all of them. But we're going to follow the line of what most craft breweries are doing around the country now.
So the food then complements the experience of attending, of being at the brewery, but again, no intent to actually have a full-time restaurant. Let's go out to dinner. Let's go to dinner at the restaurant at the brewery. That's not the intent.
The footprint will allow for that if we feel there is demand, but at the beginning we just want people to have a beer experience.
That would be on the second floor that you would do that?
Correct, yeah.
With the tasting room?
Yes,
overlooking.
We bring that to the second floor so you can look down on the brewery and also have a view of the Patchogue Lake.
So the potential kitchen area, is that this area marks future up here on the second floor?
Correct.
About 3,000 square feet. That's going to be your roll bar for now, and then could potentially become the restaurant area.
What are your experiential hours going to be?
We're not set completely yet, but probably 3 to 9. Noon to 9 on the weekends.
Can you talk a little bit about the proposed patio and outdoor seating area?
Yeah, we don't have the renderings, but so that, as Chuck mentioned, the entrance would be. Oh, you do have the renderings, okay. But this was developed after we ran the figures on the parking and realized we had extra space, and these were discussions we had with the mayor all along that we would like to add green space to the property. So working with our architects, it's probably a little hard to see, but it'd only be seasonal. So what is the front, I believe what is considered the front entrance of the college now.
Yes,
That would be the east
the east
side.
side, yes.
So where we were land banking, we were proposing, as long as we're going to have a green space area, it'd be nice to have a beer garden type place in summer, and maybe even open up a outdoor sort of raw bar type space out there, and sort of allow people to.
Blue and white things that are on that. That's what a buoy box is.
The buoy box would be like a shipping container that we turn into a raw bar and open seasonally. Correct. Fancy term for what we just.
don't know if it's too early to ask, landscaping plan? Did you have a landscaping, have you hired a landscaping architect to?
No, we have not gotten that far, but we
I was
do,
just curious.
we do have it, the firm that we have employed has a lot of experience with that. I don't know if they need to bring in an outside company specific to that, but they do have additional landscaping designed into the plans. And a lot of it is as cover for the additional waste removal and,
I just know that a lot of the plants are dying there, there's no sprinklers, so I was just curious what, you plan on doing to make it look even nicer than, I know you're gonna improve the building greatly, but I'm just wondering what you plan on planting to make it.
yeah, we don't have specifics, but we do plan on, it's a big part of what we want to do is increase the green space.
Eventually, a landscaping plan can be submitted to the building department. This was originally a heavily landscaped site.
Yes.
And I'm sure there was a performance bond put on this, but, you know, drought and other seasons and things like that.
The sprinklers don't work, and that's,
Yeah, that's like.
and I grew up in Lynchburg, I'll tell you, I had all the grasses that are, where the gym is, they came from my house, I planted them. I just know that, you know, so I don't know what you planned on doing, but I know that a lot of they had beautiful rugosa roses, and all of that have, you know, they've grown long and leggy, and I don't, you know, I know you're doing a lot of construction, but I was just hoping to hear that you would make it look nice again.
Yeah, the experiential component is very important, right? So it's not just a manufactured facility. We want people to come and have a memorable experience, so it has to look
I
nice.
think it's an important factor. I mean, you're doing, it looks like a beautiful rendering of everything you want to do, adding the windows that were bricked in. I think it'll look beautiful, but that, to me, that's my thing.
Yeah, we would take the advice, but we believe in that, yeah.
I'm aware as a resident of River Avenue that from time to time there are special events that take place at the brewery. I assume that would continue on this site. One thing that I'm sure that anybody who lives in the village, this would come to their mind when they hear about the possibility of a restaurant. Live entertainment, outdoor music, that sort of thing. I assume there's plans for some of the similar things that we've already experienced that would want to occur on this site as well.
There are plans for special events, but not permanent outdoor music. Everything would be
Not
inside.
looking to create any kind of a nightclub situation here.
Absolutely not. We feel that distracts from the brewing process and the story we're trying to tell.
Another question is offhandedly, what are the plans for the current site? Is that going to remain in any manner, shape, or form? Is that going to be closed down? The current facility at River Avenue with the tasting room, and what goes on there?
We have our lease through April of 18. It's not our property, so I don't know what the plans are.
Oh, I understand, okay.
So you're bringing in all new equipment to this facility, correct? And then, I guess Anheuser-Busch will take the contents of your brewing, you know, all your equipment, what will they do? Do you know?
Yeah, we own the assets within
Because
the facility.
I know you
And you own the
plan
grain
on,
silo, I
you're not
assume.
shutting down at all to do, you know, you're not closing down to move the facility, so you'll be buying all the new equipment, but then I guess you'll remove where you're leasing now?
Absolutely. What's regular practice in the beer community, there are 4,800 breweries in the US now and not enough equipment, so will most likely be auctioned off or, you know.
I don't know if you're in the best
Okay.
position to answer this question, but you mentioned leasing, and I'm sure some of the public would like to know as well as